Hey everybody. Yeah, we're back at my desk again. Want to give you all a quick thought here. Watched the what fourth Republican can presidential candidate debate thing the other night, and I don't know how or why this hit me, but it did. But I remember last election cycle. It was the first time I could vote last time, or first time I could legally vote. So I took my chance or took my opportunity, and I voted like every American should. Um, I mean, the guy I voted for lost. So you could do the math. Both guys, the guy I voted for in the primary, and the guy I voted for in the actual race, both lost. So I have a losing record when it comes to voting. But it hit me when the last guy lost because he was a Mormon. And a lot of Christians said they would not vote for him based on that fact that he was a Mormon. Now, I agree. In a way, I agree. I don't agree with the doctrine and the teaching of Mormonism and just all of that stuff. I don't agree with the Mormon philosophy and all that and everything that goes along with my redundancy. But I wouldn't hold that against him voting for something. I mean, voting for a presidential office. I mean, one guy said it right. We aren't voting for a pastor. We're voting for a president. So why would we act like we're voting for a pastor when we're voting for somebody that's going to lead our government? They're not the same thing, and uh, your voting process should be different. And that reminded me that a lot of Christians just don't get into politics at all. Now granted that philosophy has gone back into our founding days, where like the Quakers and a few other people didn't believe, or a few Quakers and a few other religions, denominations, however you want to put it, they didn't believe in getting into politics, military, or anything at all. So I can understand where that philosophy comes from, but it's a bad philosophy. Um, what a wise man said it. I think it was Edmund Burke. Don't quote me on that, but somebody will correct the mistake in the description below. So read the in the comments below. So read the comments where all the smart people are. Um, but a wise man once said, "All that is necessary for evil to triumph is that good men do nothing," and that is exactly what happened last election cycle. And I think what's happened a lot of the time in any election is that good men do nothing. You know, I believe I look on on YouTube and see good men like Jarhead Six and plenty other people on there, firearms guy, plenty of good men on here. And I go to church with plenty of good men. I've been to revivals and preachers meetings and different stuff like that. I see a lot of good men. So I wonder, with all these good men around me, why isn't any good happening? And it's because Christians are not voting. The like I said before, the first 10 amendments of the Constitution are listed as God-given rights. These are rights that come to us as human beings, and we are given the privilege in this country to carry out those rights. Just be glad we're not in other countries where you don't have a vote, and people would love to vote. Here, people have the right to vote, and they just don't vote because they're too lazy, or they think politics is corrupted, and politics are corrupt and dirty and all that stuff. And granted, yes, a lot of the times it is choosing the lesser of two evils. But if you don't vote for the lesser of two evils, the greatest of the two evils prevails, and then you get more evil ruling the country. How is that any better to not vote and let a worse evil take place? But that is not the case now. If you look especially in this early stage, there are plenty of good people there, plenty of good candidates in the Republican field. I believe there are a lot of born again believers in there that you have a chance to put in office. So if you don't like the heathens that have been running the presidential office, vote for some born-again Christians. They're up there. They're trying to run for office. Vote for them. Get in it early. Vote for them. This channel is not just dedicated for you to encourage you to exercise your Second Amendment rights. I want you exercising all the amendments. I want you exercising the Constitution. I advocate for the whole enchilada, not just for a few ingredients. The whole deal. You have all the way from the first to 25 amendments. Practice them. Practice them all. Go vote. Go practice all of your rights, not just the ones that allow you to protect yourself. And yes, all those amendments do offer you the right to protect yourself. They do give you the right to protect yourself. So I don't only advocate the right for you to protect yourself physically, but also legally. You can protect yourself from a lot of legal issues by voting the right man in office. So why don't you go out there and do that? Why do Christians just hang back and, let the corrupted politics be more corrupted? It is more corrupt. The politics is corrupt, I would argue, because Christians aren't in it. If more Christians would get involved in politics wouldn't be as corrupt. But there's another argument I heard people say that, I'm just not interested in that. And for those of you out there who aren't Christian and would pretty much cut out the first half of the first good chunk of this video, and you say, I just don't get involved in politics because that's not my thing. Another wise man once said, I want to say it's Socrates, but I think I'm wrong on that one. Somebody else will correct me in the description or in the comments below. But another wise man said, just because you don't take an interest in politics doesn't mean politics does not take an interest in you. So I'll leave those thoughts with you, and I'll remind you all to walk Christian walk and carry loaded Glock. And get out there and vote, people.